Oh, wow. Pennsylvania. Title says, Pennsylvania man convicted of killing his business partner and burying her in a shallow grave. True Crime Daily, published December 15th, 2023, and this is in Montgomery County. And it says, a judge sentenced a man to life in prison after he was found guilty of killing his friend and business partner this year. The Montgomery County District Attorney's Office announced Wednesday, December 13th, that a jury convicted Blair Watts of first-degree murder in connection with the death of Jennifer Brown. Following the conviction, the judge handed Watts a mandatory sentence of life in prison without parole. NBC Philadelphia reports Watts claimed after the trial that he didn't kill Jennifer Brown. On January 4th, Watts reported 43-year-old Brown missing to the Limerick Township Police Department after she failed to pick up her 8-year-old son from the bus stop. Her son slept over at Watts' house the night prior, but Brown, who was described as an attentive and loving mother, did not pack her son's medicine for the night or a change of clothes. Police went to Brown's residence and found that her car, wallet, keys, purse, and work cell phone were still there. Her personal cell phone, however, was missing. A police canine trained to sniff out human remains found a scent inside Brown's kitchen and in the dumpster outside her house. Investigators located Brown's body in a shallow grave on January 18th. The Montgomery County coroner determined Brown died from homicide by unspecified means and added she had 3 broken ribs. The canine searched 2 of Watts' cars and found there had been human remains in each vehicle. In August 2022, Watts and Brown became business partners when she said she would invest in Watts' restaurant, Birdie's Kitchen. The two planned on opening the restaurant in January 2023. One day before Brown went missing, Watts transferred $17,000 into the business's bank account. The property owners, where Watts wanted to open the restaurant, told police he never signed a lease and that they would not want to move forward with the deal. Watts reportedly threatened to sue them. On January 4th, the same day Brown went missing, Watts went to the property and said he had enough money to pay for the lease. The prosecutor's office charged him with first-degree murder, third-degree murder, theft by unlawful taking, and access device fraud. There's a line specifically that I just read here, and that shit took me back to one of the worst cases in all true crime case history. And it's probably one of the most famous ones. I'm going to read it one more time. And before I tell you what case it is, let me know in the comment section which one you think it is, which one I'm talking about. But kind of weird. I guess there's a little spoiler for you. I guess, there's something that is shared between this case and the case that I'm going to mention. But let me read it for you first. Police went to Brown's residence and found that her car, wallet, keys, purse, and work cell phone were still there. Chris Watts. That's the first case that popped into my head automatically once I heard that part, because it reminded me of that scene. Scene. It's not a movie. Of the part of the not the interrogation, but what came before, when the police went to the house because her best friend had called to have that wellness check on the house. Whole thing happened. He goes into the garage and whatnot. But the moment when the officer realizes that all of her things are still in the house is when the officer, his spidey sense goes off. He starts seeing all the red flags. But it's in that specific moment where slowly starts to unravel. Because all of her name was Shanann. All of her things were still there. And he didn't really have much of an explanation other than to say that she had left with someone else. But again, all of her personal items that you, as the person that are watching this, and me, the person that's saying this, we know for a fact that there are 4 or 5 things that you would literally go back to your house to get if you forgot it, which are your wallet, your keys, your purse if you use a purse, like a wallet that men use, your cell phone. Like, do you really think you would get 2 blocks away from your home if you're without your cell phone? You'd probably go back to get that. Especially now with how we're just so intertwined with technology that you can't function without your phone. I mean, you don't even poop without your phone at this point, let alone leave your house without it. But all those things are indications of something nefarious. The fact that as human beings we have this routine established, that when it's not like that, it starts raising red flags and your alarm bells start going off. What the hell is going on? Reading that sentence took me back to that moment of I remember the first time I heard about that case. It was fucking crazy. Like, there's just so much to that Chris Watts case. Even today, I don't know if you guys know that this man gets bags and bags of love letters and people wanting to be with him, and they women and men want him to bang them and shit, and they want to have his kids. Mind you, he killed his kids. I just want to throw that out there. Have you ever seen the pictures of the little girls that he killed? I mean, dude, those were his daughters. Why would you want to have a child? First of all, with a notorious serial killer like that, and not only that, to publicly state that you want something with this person, it's deranged. It's mental shit. It's untreated mental illness that can then convert itself to something else. But you out of your mind? Nonetheless, coincidentally, this person has the same last name as Chris Watts as well. So, reaffirming the comparison between 2 cases, because they're both Watts, and the police found out because of all the things that were left behind. Only difference is this monster only killed one person, his business partner, and buried her in a shallow grave. That other fucker killed his whole family, his wife and 2 kids, and put them in metal drums. Was it 2 or 3 kids? I don't remember. Chat, let me know. I don't remember if it was 2 or 3, but nonetheless, it was still more than one child. And he put them in oil drums. Yep. Thought he was going to continue his life with his new person, and nothing would have ever happened. Are you noticing the comparisons between both? Again, one is a family. This one was his business partner. He transferred $17,000 from the business account from an account into the business account a day before the person went missing. So this was all premeditated. He already knew he was going to do this, which is why he's being charged with first-degree murder. Crazy. I'll never forget that Chris Watts case. Never. I'll never forget it. And I always mention it because, again, it's one of the most horrendous true crime cases. So much the crime that was committed, but the reasoning why is insane. How he is even still alive and he wasn't given the death sentence, I have no idea. Maybe his state doesn't allow death sentences and whatnot, and there's some people that are they don't like the death sentence, and I understand, to a certain point, but it's a threat to society, a complete threat to society. But oh well, whatever. I guess I'm not the best person to give my opinion on that. Yikes. And she, Brown, the person they're talking about here, she, out of the goodness of her heart, was trying to help this person by investing in their company. Like, not buying, like, products or anything like that, or buying, like, food because it was a restaurant. This person put her own money to be able to help this individual achieve his goals and dreams, and he murked her. Damn. That's why there's so many people that don't help other people, because they're fearful of anything that could happen to them. This is the world we live in, huh? Wow. Okay, let's watch this video real quick. This is from NBCPhiladelphia.com, and the video just started on its own. Isn't that something?
NBC 10 breaking news.
We start with breaking news, guilty. Within the last hour, a jury came back with the verdict. Blair Watts found guilty of killing his business partner, Jennifer Brown. Thank you for joining us at 6. I'm Fred Shropshire.
I'm Jacqueline London. Let's get right to the courthouse in Norristown for the very latest with NBC 10's Deanna Durante joining us live. Deanna, we heard from Watts himself as he was walked out.
Despite a year that investigators, or nearly a year, have been working on this case, a jury coming back unanimously convicting him of first-degree murder, Watts is still saying he didn't do it.
Oh, you don't have the death penalty in Colorado.
And what about you?
I don't think California has it either.
Prosecutors say Watts may have said that all along during the case, the investigation, but the evidence, they say, clearly shows he killed Jennifer Brown in an effort to hide his crimes, stealing her money she thought was to go into a restaurant the pair were opening together. Instead, prosecutors say close to $27,000 was wasted, they say, on online gambling, eating out, online shopping. Now, prosecutors had the FBI come in and examine cell phone records. The jury saw those records, putting Watts in the location of the time and killing of Jennifer Brown and in the area where Brown was buried. A canine detected human remains in his cars and the home of Jennifer Brown. Family members had prepared for a lesser verdict here. Earlier in the day, the jury said it was having trouble coming up with a unanimous verdict on first-degree murder. In fact, when the jury came in, the judge asked them how they say on third-degree murder, the foreperson telling them, we didn't get to that. Then they told the court that they had convicted on first-degree murder. Clearly, the family of Brown very grateful for all that went into this.
I feel amazing today. Justice was served for my niece, Jennifer Brown. It will never bring her back, but at least I know he will never walk out and hurt another family again the way he has destroyed ours. Thank you, everybody, for everything. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Diane Brem, Jennifer's aunt, had been fighting for her safe return when she was reported missing on January 4th of last year and has stepped in to take care of Jennifer's young son. She told the court that that child's life has been upended. He had to leave the state, leave his friends, leave his school to start a whole new life without the only parent he's ever known. Immediately after that verdict was read, impact statements were relayed to the court, and Blair Watts sentenced to prison for the rest of his natural life. That is the very latest. Reporting live in Norristown, Deanna Durante, NBC 10 News.
I mean, at least he got life in prison, but damn. I didn't even think about that part. That child is now motherless, and his whole world was flipped over. I don't think they actually say how much how old the child is, but regardless, damn. Crazy. Oh no, 8-year-old son. Yeah, sorry, I apologize for that. 8-year-old son. Damn. Yeah, another angry, traumatized human being that's gonna have to face the world. An immense amount of trauma is... Damn, I hope the kid is able to get some help early on during his life, because if they let this fester... And again, rightfully so. I'm not saying that... I wouldn't defend the crime if the kid ends up committing a crime when he's older, but if the trauma is not treated with therapy now, that could later on manifest itself in other things that could be just detrimental to this kid. It could be fucking horrible. And then to have to grow up without a mom because your mom was killed by some dude. It wasn't even like a family member or anything. Like, oh, it was just killed by some random person. Damn. Alrighty, let's see. Moving on to the next one.